Welcome to Reality is Undefeated. I'm at Gatewood. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get started, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's go time. So I've been hearing a lot of talk on YouTube lately about dating single mothers or not, right? And wherever you fall on that spectrum, that's your business. I really can care less, right? I'm sure you got your reasons on why you would. I'm sure you got your reasons on why you wouldn't. But I do want to make one thing clear. You don't have to be fucking a woman to pour value into her son. Let me Dr. Umar that. You don't have to be stuffing a woman full of eggplant to pour value into her son. See, the boys of the community, they belong to the men of the community. They belong to the men of the community because they take on the image of the men of the community. And whether or not you guys know it, the black man has an image that it puts out to the world, a stereotype, if you will. When we do negative things, it negatively affects the image. When we do positive things, it positively affects the image. And so because these young boys take on our image and, they'll be impacted by the things we do, it's our duty to pour into them, pour value into them, pour knowledge, pour insights, pour wisdom into them, right? To help them try and avoid the pitfalls that are out there ahead of them that we know fully about, but they know nothing about. It's our duty to guide them, to lead them, to show them the proper way, to encourage them when they're doing things right, but also to chastise them when they're not doing things right. And it doesn't matter whether or not the boy has a father or not. See, it takes a village to raise a child. We have to be that village. We used to be that village. When we used to walk into the stores as kids and we have our pants half off our ass and the old heads get on us telling us to pull up our pants and shit before we walked in that store, that was their duty to do so. Because, see, they knew something we didn't know. They knew that by us walking into that store with our pants sagging, we were going to be treated a certain kind of way in that store. We weren't going to get the same customer service. We weren't going to get the same treatment. We were going to get the eyes on us as we walked down each aisle. We might be accused of stealing, might be asked to lift up our shirts. They knew that. They knew something we did not know. Whether or not we put up our pants or not, is beyond the point. The fact of the matter is they had enough understanding to know that their duty was to tell us to pull up our pants in that moment. Me and my boy Alvin had this legendary fight, legendary to us, right? Back when we were in 4th grade. It's legendary to us because on the way home from school this one afternoon, we stopped and fought 4 different times, right? And the reason why we stopped and fought 4 different times wasn't because, we got tired of fighting and just kept on moving and just like, all right, let's fight again. No, it's because every time we squared up, the men of the community would come and stop, pull up their cars, jump out, pull us apart, pull up their cars, get to yelling out the goddamn window. Hey, y'all, get your ass out that goddamn street fighting. Fuck wrong with y'all. Y'all take your asses home. It ain't the way you fucking do it. Get out them goddamn streets. Fucking one of our old teachers pulled up on us and stopped and got out the car and stood on the sidewalk. He tried to make us walk different ways, but we both lived in the same apartments, which was one way. You know what I'm saying? So he just stood there and watched us walk. So we couldn't even square up on the sidewalk no more. We had to wait till we actually walked into the apartments where we squared up for the last time. You know what I'm saying? It ended because he, slammed me in the fucking sticker bushes, but that's beyond the point. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even gonna go back to that. I still own one for that. But the men of the community stood up and played their role. They saw 2 black boys fighting. They knew something was wrong with that. They stepped up and did what they were supposed to do in that moment. They didn't drive by like, well, shit, ain't my kids. That ain't my nephew. Ain't my son. I don't know them little niggas. They didn't do that shit that y'all be talking about today. They didn't do that. Like, it's our duty to make sure these young ones under us come up with that proper guidance. It does not matter the relationship. Like I said, we are looked at as one band, one sound. Across the world, they say the black man, that black man in America. Like I say, you read these stories about shootings and all that, and it's a black face on there, image goes down. You read these goddamn stories about, Good things happening, and it's a black man, image goes up. But why the fuck does our image have to go up and down? Why can't it just go up and up and up? It don't go up and up and up because we keep leaving these young brothers behind. We're not giving them the guidance for the ones that actually, for the ones that actually know better. We're not giving them the guidance. Our voice is being drowned by the motherfuckers who ain't about shit. See, it's a lot of voices out there that ain't about shit. That get heard loud and clear. But what does that lead the young man? And they don't care about him. That's the thing that trips me out. Like, that's the weakest man in our fucking community to me. The one who looks around and says, well, he ain't my son. I can't tell him nothing because, they ain't my nephew. That's the fucking weakest man. Let me tell you guys about the story that happened to me in my sophomore year. All right. Kind of brings all of this shit together. I'm in my sophomore year. We in PE class, right? Me and a couple of the homies in class, we about to go hoop. All right. Cool. You know how these hood schools, you can have 4, 5, 6 basketball courts, but really only one of them got the straight rims. All right. So that's what we was going to go hoop at, the court with the straight rims. But it just so happened to be some Mexican dudes on the court playing soccer. So we asked them if they could move over to another court so we could hoop on the ones with the straight rims. Obviously, they was there first. They, men just like us, feeling some type of way, just like us. So, they wasn't trying to budge. So one thing led to another, which led to the homie knocking one of them in their shit and had them leaking like a fucking faucet on the basketball court. So a couple days later, it's a lot of tension in the fucking air. We in the fucking locker room, and it's one of the fucking dudes there, just one of them. And it's like 5 or 6 motherfuckers around him just talking shit to him. I'm there, but I ain't saying nothing to him, right? Anyhow, week later or so, I'm in the neighborhood, pull up to the 7-Eleven, go in the 7-Eleven. I see the Mexican dude there that was just getting shit talked to him, in the locker room a week ago. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I wasn't talking shit to him. So I don't think nothing of it. Just look at him, whatever. Go buy my motherfucking business to go buy whatever the fuck I was there to buy. All right? I come out to 7-Eleven. Mexican dude right there with his 2 older brothers. And I ain't talking about 2 older brothers to where, we sophomores and his older brothers are juniors or seniors. No, I'm talking about his 2 older brothers were grown ass men out of high school. Still remember one of them, tall as fuck, hair slicked back, flannel shirt on, fucking creased ass Dickies, Nike Cortez. Y'all know the setup. If you're from the West, you know the setup, right? So he's just, in my shit like, yeah, I heard you was talking shit about my little brother or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Talk shit now, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I wasn't talking shit about your little brother, but whatever the fuck we got to do, we just got to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. In my head, yeah, this is the shit that's coming out of my mouth. But in my head, I'm about to die. Because if you know anything about Mexicans, especially back then, they kept blades on them. Right? They kept blade. They love to stab the fuck out of motherfuckers for some reason. That's their shit. They love to stab the fuck out of motherfuckers. So in my head, I'm like, man, I'm about to die. I ain't thinking about running. I ain't thinking about none of that shit. I'm thinking like, I'm about to square the fuck up, but I already know one of them was going to stick me. They going to jump me. They going to stick me. It's the oldest one in front of me. The fucking one we was talking shit to on the side of me. His other brother on the other side of me. Right? I promise you, I think I'm about to die. This is how it's going to go out. Like, damn, I'm not going to get shot to death. None of that shit. I'm going to die by getting stabbed in front of the 7-Eleven I done pulled up on 1,000 times in my fucking neighborhood. Usually when I come to this 7-Eleven, it's 2, 3 motherfuckers in the store that I know. Ain't nobody in the store I know today. Fuck. This next part of the story is why I believe in God so heavily. I don't remember the dude pulling up. None of that shit. All I know is I heard a voice. The motherfucker said, Hey, don't worry about them, homie. You go about your day. I got them. I look over. It's a black dude standing at his trunk with his trunk popped. When I tell you I had lived in this neighborhood since I was in 3rd grade, remember, I'm a sophomore in high school now. I had never seen this man before. Never seen him before this day. Never seen him after this day. It's a black man just looking, understanding what the fuck going on in front of this 7-Eleven. Understanding that this shit is escalating and understanding it's his duty to do something about it, to help a young brother in a situation. When it popped his trunk, I ain't see him pull nothing out, none of that shit. He was just at that trunk talking that shit. Talking that shit the way motherfuckers who certified talk that shit. He was talking that shit in that same exact manner. I motherfucking didn't want to walk the way home that I normally would walk home because I didn't want to give them a path to follow up on, right? I didn't want to, have them pull out the store, look down the street, see me walking towards my apartments, you know what I'm saying? And be like, okay, he must live over there. He must live in those, right? So I went around the entire fucking block the opposite way just to get home, right? But like I said, I had pulled up to this 7-Eleven at least 1,000 times in my life, right? Been in that neighborhood for 7 years at that point. Never seen this dude. This ain't the type of 7-Eleven where, you're just a traveler and you see a convenience store and you get off the road. We didn't even have a fucking gas pump at this 7-Eleven back then, right? So it wasn't even like, I need gas. I'm going to pull over and stop here. This was a neighborhood fucking convenience store. And God sent the fucking angel there like, no, this ain't your time, man. It ain't your time. I promise you, I ain't never seen that man in my life but that fucking day. But see, it brings full circle. Because see, like I said, when we do something to positively or negatively affect the image, it affects the image of all the black people. See, I wasn't there talking shit to him, but I was part of the group that was talking shit to him. So because I was part of the group that was talking shit to him, it was just as good as me talking shit to him. It garnered the results that it garnered in front of the 7-Eleven. But a brother just understanding his fucking duty, stepping up in his role, saved me that day. He didn't say, no, that ain't my son. Fuck him. He ain't say, man, I don't know him. Ain't my nephew. I don't know that little nigga. He ain't say that shit. He looked over, seen what was popping, went to that trunk and said, go ahead, go about your day, little brother. I got them. I got this. You good. This is what I mean when I say we have a duty as black men to lead these next ones, to guide them, to give them that information, give them that opportunity. That's our fucking duty. So like I say, you ain't got to be dating his mother to feel like you want to do something about him, man. If you work with a younger brother and you like something in him, give him the game that's going to have him moving up and advancing in the company. Or if you know the company ain't about nothing, give him the opportunity, give him the game that, hey, man, you don't really want to be here that long, so on and so forth. But I know a brother that's doing this, doing very well. You might want to check that out at your age. Give him that game, man. These young brothers need that. See, I believe in black men. That's why I get on here all the time talking and trying to correct us. If you're a fucking black man, you know we are out of order. But you look around and you see that potential and you know what we can do. You know we got billionaires. You know we got multimillionaires. You know we got, the resources to really do something. We know. We all know we got the soldiers. Shit's just not guided. Shit's just not guided. We got the soldiers. Like I say, man, we get some more men with some utility, some more men with some know-how, along with the soldiers, along with that capital, along with these men in these leadership positions. We already got control of our communities. Like it's no stopping us. And I believe in that. But it's just too much nonsense in our community. It's too much of it.